Hey, Scott, thanks so much for joining us, sir. Great talking to you.
Thanks, Cam. Great to be back.
And I understand that in Camden, I'm not sure why they need to do this in Camden, given that, New Jersey's gun laws are supposedly so amazingly successful. Camden residents can turn in their guns for groceries today.
Cam, I've heard about eating lead, but eating steel, here we go again. It's more craziness from the Garden State. The thing about gun buybacks is that they presume that gun ownership is what causes crime, okay? And when you look at the articles about this new thing, and this is the first one I've seen where you can actually get groceries from turning in your guns.
Right.
It makes it seem like turn in your guns. We've got to get guns off the streets, and that somehow, and you get $100, by the way, $100 for your gun in groceries from, I believe it was Pathmark. And the whole premise behind gun buybacks is just ridiculous.
I think you're right. I mean, in fact, there's a quote from, I guess, Real Robinson, one of the organizers of the event, and he says, quote, "Our hope is that people will be able to have a sense of safety."
Right, not real safety,
right.
A sense of safety.
Exactly. Now, I've talked about this before on this program. When I met my wife, she was actually living in Camden, New Jersey. She was a single mom with 2 kids, living in a really rough neighborhood. She can tell you firsthand how well New Jersey's gun control laws work to disarm the bad guys in her neighborhood. But they were very effective in preventing her from being a legal, lawful gun owner.
Yeah. I mean, Camden, for the benefit of your listeners, is one of the highest crime areas in the state of New Jersey.
Oh, in the country.
Right. And no matter, what gun laws are passed, it doesn't make any difference in New Jersey or in Camden or anywhere else for that matter. The bottom line is that gun buybacks don't do a thing to impact gun crime. They're actually a joke. A lot of criminals will turn in their old junk and buy new stuff with it. And, the ironic thing is, if you look at that article you were quoting from, the police chief talks about you can come and turn in your guns, your assault weapons, no questions asked. Now, let's just think about this for a second. Under New Jersey law, if you bought a gun that was in the early 1990s that was later legislatively turned into contraband as an assault firearm, so-called, you have no way of lawfully getting rid of it right now. I don't know if you know this, Cam, but there was a 1-year window in New Jersey in the 1990s within which you could destroy, remove from the state, sell, dispose of a so-called assault firearm. However, if that window closed and you didn't know that your lawfully purchased firearm had later been banned and you'd been turned into a felon with the stroke of a pen, you're flat out of luck. You can't even, technically, it's illegal to destroy that firearm. It's illegal to transport it out of the state. It's illegal to possess it. You're basically a criminal with nowhere to turn unless you happen to go to Camden, okay? And the ironic thing is the law-abiding citizen who was turned into a criminal overnight is flat out of luck. But if you are a true criminal and you have an assault firearm that you used in a crime, you can get paid $100 to get rid of evidence, no questions asked. This actually rewards criminals for possessing illegal guns. It's insane.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to be following along. The Courier Post was reporting on this story, and hopefully they'll have a follow-up so we can see just how, quote-unquote, successful this buyback program was. In the meantime, Scott, thanks very much for coming on the program, sir, and look forward to seeing you next week when you're in town for the NRA board meetings.
Thanks, Cam, and Happy New Year to everyone.
You too. Scott Bach, head of the Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs, here tonight on Cam & Company.